Mana ramp, mana curve. Do these terms confuse you or overwhelm you, make you want to go outside and touch grass? Well, don't worry. Have no fear. I'm just like you. After all, ramping growth killed my dad, and I'm bad at counting. So, can you build a deck with only one mana spells? If you go to your local game store, you'll encounter the sweaty tryhard who's got it all figured out. Turn 1, I play a mana dork. Turn 2, I ramp. And by turn 3, I've got my commander out on the battlefield. Their mana curve is going to look a little something like this, heavy in the 2 to 3 mana zone and some big high mana haymakers to win the game. Our mana curve, on the other hand, is not a curve at all, but a bar graph with only one value. The astute of you might have noticed I changed the color on our mana curve to red, and that's because our deck is actually mono red. Now, of course, I know what you're thinking. I'm pretty much Professor X in the Cerebro machine where I can read your mind. You think, oh, he's going to play Ragavan, Mana Vault, Ozolith, Shadow Spear, all these super expensive one mana cards. But you would be wrong. You see, I don't want to have to rob a bank or anything, because let's be honest, in this economy, who's playing those cards? Who could afford those cards? I would have to sell my prized possession, and I would never, ever part with him for any reason whatsoever. So instead, this deck is all under $10. Every card combined is under $10, which means if you know how Magic works, we're going to be going to the junkyard, all right, to find some diamonds in the rough, stuff that make this deck actually work, and cards you've probably never heard of. So before we hop right in many circles, I'm known as the most unhinged deck builder in all of YouTube history. So if you're sitting behind your computer and you're enjoying this, don't forget you can always challenge me to build whatever you want in the comments, and the one with the most upvotes, I'll build. And while you're down there, hey, don't forget to like and subscribe. Anyway, if that self-plug didn't put you to sleep, wake up. We're talking about our commander, Norin, Swift Survivalist, 1 red mana, of course, for a 2/1, who says basically, when we get blocked, we can actually exile the guy who just got blocked and recast him. So basically, follow me here. It's really good. 1 mana creature, usually weak. So instead, we swing them out and they do something and we recast them. Okay? It's a lot of like the Sisyphus lore. Okay? We're just going to keep doing the same thing over and over again and hope something changes. Let's use an example. Crazed Goblin. We attack him. They block. Uh-oh. We exile him and then we recast him. And now we noticed nothing has changed. We have done nothing at all. So how do we do anything at all? Let me introduce you to the Jank Hammer. All right? You've probably never heard of this card, Dead Iron Sledge. It's a 1 mana equipment that says whenever equipped creature blocks or becomes blocked by a creature, destroy that creature and equipped creature. So in a vacuum, that means when we've got our attacker versus their defender, they both get destroyed by the Dead Iron Sledge. But because of our Norin Swift Survivalist, our attacker will actually, upon being blocked, phase out. And by that I mean exile, obviously. And then their defender gets destroyed by the sledgehammer. And then for 1 red mana, we just bring back our goblin and reattach it. Boom, bada bing, we just destroyed their stuff, meaning they don't want to block us. He's basically the orc from Lord of the Rings, where he just runs in there and just blows up the wall. Sick reference, thank you. Anyway, so there's more strategy, of course, to this. I'm not just running the one sledgehammer. We've got stuff like Carplusian Wolverine. Basically, when it becomes blocked, we can have it deal 1 damage to target creature or player, mainly the player. So for 1 red mana, because we assume he gets blocked, then it gets exiled, then it gets recast, okay? We're doing 1 damage. 1 for 1, easy, we take those every day. Now, Scorch Spitter. When it attacks, it deals 1 damage to the player it's attacking. 1 red, 1 damage. Because we assume they're getting blocked because they're just 1/1s. Okay, they might let it through. Now we get 2 damage. Sweet. Simian Sling is a cool little robo monkey that we can actually attach onto guys if we want to, or when it gets blocked, it deals 1 damage to defending player. Like it. Very nice. 1 for 1. Cool. Tormentor's Helm is a sick-ass name, and whenever an equipped creature gets blocked, it deals 1 damage. We like it. We very cool. Now, just like in poker, you want to have an ace in your sleeve, okay? Our ace is Valdarin Epicure. This 1 red mana vampire does 1 damage to each opponent when it enters, meaning 3 for 1. We like it, and it creates a blood token. Very cool. Now, that blood token is very important. You see, it's actually going to be an oil minefield, all right? Not a minefield, but an oil field that is being mined. All right, that was a lot of words. Exuberant Fuseling gets stronger the more oil counters are on it, and it gets oil by having artifacts and creatures go into the graveyard from the battlefield. So all those blood tokens we make every time we attack with Voldaren Epicure and recast it go on to Exuberant Fuseling, making him stronger. He's got trample, bing bada boom. It's awesome and sweet. Now, if we go to the land of make-believe, ideally our Exuberant Fuseling has like 40 oil counters on it, and then he just blows up our opponent. It's awesome and cool. That might not happen, but we have some other sleeper picks you've never heard of as well. So Fireblade Charger. This guy, when he dies, he deals damage equal to its power to any target. So what do? We put a bunch of stuff on him. Saya the Shinobi auto-equips. Very cool. Short Sword is one for one. Utility Knife automatically equips itself. Cool. Trusty Machete gives +2. That's good. Bone Splitter +2/+0. We don't care about his toughness because we're going to explode him anyway and have him do a bunch of damage. Now, it is against the Geneva Convention, but we're going to strap a bunch of dynamite to him using Goblin Grenade because we need to sacrifice a goblin, and this guy, unfortunately for him, is a goblin. So now we add 5 additional damage on top of it. Maybe that infuriates him a little bit. Oh, you see what I did there? Because now he's even stronger, and now he's going to be doing like 15 damage if he's fully equipped and boosted with instant spells. So Goblin Grenade plus that guy, cool combo. Cacophony Scamp also does the same thing, so we can equip it as well and have it explode when it does combat damage. That's pretty cool. And then Spike Shot Elder. Once we've gone through our exploding guys, I would just move it onto Spike Shot Elder and repeatedly be able to do damage for 3 mana, which is counting, so I didn't want to put it in super heavy. Now, obviously, there is more than just that. Don't worry, I know you were super afraid that that was all the deck had to offer. Dragon Master Outcast. He makes dragons. All right, we're going to have land. We're going to have nothing else to do. Give us some dragons every upkeep. That's nice. What about the Dragon our opponents have? Just kidding. We're going to mind control it because every turn we can use Taunting Kobold, and he can never die, basically, theoretically, because when he gets blocked, instead of dying because he has 0 power and 1 toughness, we can then bounce him back and then continue to goad stuff. It's really cool. And maybe we just run a little Flame Blitz if we hate Planeswalkers, which I do when they're not mine. So all their opponent Planeswalkers take some damage. Hey, sucks to suck. Don't play against it. It's 1 mana too, which is crazy. I never heard of this card. Anyway, so yeah, let me hit you with the summary real quick in case you fell asleep and you weren't excited enough. Lock in. Norin. This guy's cool. Basically, we can cast stuff you've never heard of and continue to recast it from exile. And it's 1 red for damage. Voldaren Epicure makes blood and takes blood from our opponents because he does damage. And we feed that blood to the Exuberant Fuseling. He gets stronger. We have him run over our opponents. Cool. Fireblade Charger is our Suicide Bomber, respectfully, and he does a bunch of damage and explodes. It's awesome and cool. And then we win doing that. Yeah. So that's the end of the video. If you liked it, leave a like. If you subscribe, subscribe. If you want to come hang out, join the Discord. It's linked in the description down below. And again, if you want to challenge me to something actually difficult for once, leave it in the comments down below and upvote the ones you think are challenging. The one with the most upvotes, I will do and make into a video. I hope to see you in the next one. Peace out.